let me officially welcome you to the NBR Show. My name's Natasha Russell, Natasha B. Russell, aka NBR, and I'm your host. And what am I about? I'm all about inspiring, motivating, and empowering you, yes you, queens and kings, to become the best version of yourself, including me. You know, I'm a transformation coach, I'm a motivational speaker, I own a PR agency, and I'm all about following our goals and achieving our goals and achieving our dreams, essentially. So what do? I work with men and women all over the world, and I help them do just that. Define what they really want to see. What's the vision that you have for your life? What is that big, grandiose vision? We paint that picture because there's power in visualization, and then we create the strategy. That's your roadmap to success. We all need one, and then we need to execute. So that's what I do day in, day out, and I'm so excited for today's topic. Today's the day. And like I said, we got Taylor Made all the way from Toronto. Well, you know, Instagram Live. He's here, I'm here, joining us. So we're going to be talking about today's the day for you people. Today's the day to boss up for your goals, for your dreams, for everything that you want. It's today. It's not tomorrow. It's not yesterday. It's now. All right. So a little bit about, so welcome people. If you have any questions, how it's going to work while we're talking with TaylorMade, just drop them in the section below or the comment section below, and I'll have him address it. And I also want to ask you, what's your goal? What's one thing that you want to accomplish before the end of the year? Put it in the comment section. There's power in actually saying from your brain to paper, I want this, and I'm going to make it happen. All right? Welcome, beautiful people. So a little bit about my guest today. Taylor Made motivates his audiences to move life forward. He helps people define goals and develop their passion and drives them to pursue their dreams. He was born in Toronto, Canada. Oh, I didn't know that. You were born in Toronto. Okay. But you were raised in Virginia, USA, and he has a desire for making a positive impact in this world. How many of you want to do that? I know that's what I'm all about. Proudly serving in the U.S. Army for over 8 years, Taylor Made has worked as an expert in security at the United States Pentagon, the National Security Agent, NSA, and within the intelligence community. So, what is his reputation? What are people saying about him? He is a dedicated, certified motivational speaker who is driven by his unwavering passion to uplift people. To date, he's an author. Yes, he's an author, people. He has authored the book, The Time Is Now. And he's spoken to audiences literally all over the world, from junior high students to civil servants. Taylor Made lives by his own mantra, and that is, the time is now. The time is now to take action, people. All right. So without further ado, let me welcome my guest. Taylor, where are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Hello. How are you? I'm doing amazing. I'm so excited to have you here. Like, this is going to be so hot. People, if you need motivation, you're at the right place today.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, pleasure is all mine. So how's things going in Toronto? I know the weather over here is not, we got sun today, so I'm grateful. It's shiny out here. Warming.
Oh, wow. Yes, it was warm. It was very warm out here.
Yeah. So Toronto's warm?
Yes. Very.
Yeah. So you sent some sunshine over here today. Thank you for that. Woohoo! All right. Well, you know, the funny thing is, people, I didn't even say how we met. Like, when I was thinking, it's been a few years that we connected on Facebook, and I loved what you were doing, your motivation. And at that time, I was still working corporate and getting ready to leave my full-time job to start my own business. And I know we connected then, and we stayed in touch as Facebook friends. And now here we are 3 years later, together virtually, talking about today is the day, right?
Yes.
Say today is the day. What do you mean? Today is the day for what?
Today's the day to go after anything that you want in your life. Forget about, you know, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to do whatever, you know, sometimes we base it, today's the day to go after your goals, your dreams. We always kind of mold that around work, right? But today's the day to just be happy. Today's the day to go after things that you've never done before. Today's the day to live your best life. Today's the day to wake up and start being positive. Today's the day to start calling things into your life, right? It's anything that you want today to be.
Yes, I love it. Do you hear that, people out there? Today is the day that Anything you want, you can have it. Make it today, right? Today is it. What do you want, people? Feel free to comment in the section below or the comment section. What do you want? What do you really want to show up in your life right now? I'm curious to
Absolutely.
hear. Absolutely. So, my number one question is, I'm going to ask you, Taylor, who are you? Like, who is Taylor Made?
Tailor-made is a person. Usually I stop from having this long list of things. Look, I am one thing and one thing only. I am here to open people's eyes to make the best version of them. That's pretty
Yeah.
much it. Look, I can tell you I'm a motivational speaker. I can tell you all that stuff, but really I can show you better than I can tell you. And I'm telling you one thing that people have told me, and I can say that this is me, is that you cannot be in my presence without walking away feeling better than you have came into my presence. You will
Love it.
leave feeling better. So that's pretty much a sum up about me. I do speaking, I have a book, but I am here to make people life better.
Amen.
Period.
I love it. 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 And that's why they are so excited today, because we both are on the same mission,
Absolutely.
helping people to realize that they can have what they want. That sometimes we allow our minds to limit us, like, oh, we want this, but then we're like, oh, I don't think it's possible. Like, but the thing is, people, if someone has done it before, why can't you? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The thing is, if you can, I always say that if your mind can conceive it, people, then
Yes.
you can achieve it. But you got to start with vision. What's the vision? And then pick the strategy and then execute. So I'm so excited to have you today. Honestly, Taylor, this is for me. I was like, today, I'm like, yes, we're going to get motivated and like help people stay on track, with their goals and their dreams. So for all the
Absolutely.
people who came out today, welcome again to the NBR Show. We got the most amazing Taylor Made from T-Dot here with us. And if you have any questions while we're talking, just feel free to put in the comment section and I will help you get your questions answered. So tell me something funny about yourself. Something that people probably don't know about you. Funny time.
What people don't know about me is that I smile while I'm sleeping.
Oh, sorry. That's
I smile while I sleep, and that's something probably people that don't know. They always see me smiling, and they always say I have a great smile and what have you. But I smile in my sleep.
do you. So you go to bed smiling, you wake up smiling. That's just what it's all about.
Look, all I know is right is that I've been told that I smile in my sleep.
Okay, interesting.
Oh,
I
that
love it.
look, that's interesting. Yep.
All right. So what about your hobbies when you're not out empowering people and writing books and serving? What are you doing for free or for fun, should I say?
So it depends, right? There's the one thing that I love doing, and I love to shisha. I love shisha. For those that don't know what shisha is, shisha
Okay.
hookah. They said it in the States, hookah, but I love shisha, and that's what my go-to thing is. I love it. I relax. A lot of times people would think that I go to a quiet place and I'm near the water and I'm meditating and stuff, and I'm not knocking those things, but I'm
Yeah.
letting you know that everybody have a different rest place. Everybody have a different thing that charges them and get them going. And
Yeah.
what charges me and get me going is an atmosphere full of people where
Mhm.
I shisha and my creativity mind just goes on and on and on and on. And that's something that people probably don't know. Like I said, a lot of people might think that I'm just meditating and these
Yeah.
knowledge, these creativity things is coming to me, and everybody have their thing. Some people it
Yeah.
happens to that way, some people not.
Yeah. I hear
I
you
could be
on that.
sitting here watching TV and something pops up, right?
Yes. And so when you get those creative ideas, what do you do? I'm excited. Like, do you write it in a notebook or do you start acting on it right away?
I act on it right away. I'm all about action, right? Because sometimes those things pop in and then you get
Mhm.
distracted and you might forget about it, right? So for me, I take action. Although I'm there and I might be, conversating with somebody that I don't know, somebody new, and I'm shishin at the same time, but I got my laptop, I got my notepad, I got my phone, and I might be sending out a message to the masses, to my groups. And so, these things come right on the spot, spare of the moment, and I act on it.
I love it. That's the truth, people. Sometimes when we get ideas, we're waiting for the perfect moment. Like even the show, like the NBR show, I was like, okay, I got the set already. Then the pandemic hit, but I'm like, pandemic hit, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I gotta wait. And I was like, no, girl, you got Instagram. You can use Live, Facebook Live, whatever. Start now, people. When you
Right.
get an idea, right, you just gotta start now. Because if you wait for the perfect time, I'm telling, there is no perfect time. And
Bingo.
right? And things will always come up and distract you. So I always say, if you have the idea now, just move with it, roll with it, and trust the process. As you put it out there into the atmosphere, into the universe, trust
Yes.
and believe that everything you need will come full force for you, you know?
I
So
totally
people
believe
who
that.
have joined us, yes. Any questions, put in the comment section. We'll be free to answer. So Taylor, tell me, who inspires you, or what inspires you to do what you do every day?
Well, when I first started, Les Brown was the first person that I was listening to. That I would listen to his motivational talks every morning, every evening, and then it's just, to be honest, I'm gonna be 100%. I love this. I love the
Yes.
platform that you have, because usually I'm not the one being interviewed, right? But but uh, uh, it's amazing. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a force field that's inside of me. There's not one person that I look up to and I follow and I take notes and stuff. In the universe, I do believe in God, and that's what believe that I'm on a mission. I do believe that I'm here to help as many people as possible, and that's my drive and my passion is to do that, and that's what helps me be inspired. There's, like I said, I do listen to motivational stuff. I read books, but I don't have that one source person or these one source people that I just go to and I just need my fix. You know, sometimes you need your fix. I
Yeah.
believe, I'm going to be honest with you, I believe that it's something that is birthed inside of you that gives you that drive. I can't make you passionate about what you do. You have to make yourself passionate about what you do, right?
Absolutely.
And so
Yes.
when you tap into that your passion, because you can't get that passion from me, you can get excited, but guess what? That only lasts for how long? You get
A few
excited. You
minutes,
said, "Yeah, I'm pumped."
maybe a couple hours.
I'm say it again.
There's a maybe a few minutes, couple hours, depending on the person, you know?
Few minutes, couple hours, and then the wrong person cross your path and under your skin. What happened? Forget about what the person you heard on. Forget about all that stuff, and now you are hitting with reality, right? So that has to come from within. That has to. Now, I'm not saying that you can't go to people and get help from coaches and from people to motivate you. After when you get that, you have to
Yes.
now what you're gonna do with that. You have to create that inside of you, and right.
Absolutely. I love that. And that, for me, what drives me is my purpose. Like the day I discovered my purpose, that I was born to speak. And the funny thing is, I didn't know, it took me a while, like, because people don't know this. When I was growing up, I had a very rare form of epilepsy. I don't know if I told you this, of my mouth. I don't know if I told you when I met you years ago. And anyway, I was like 6, 7 years old. And it was like when I went to speak at times, my mouth would freeze and I would start drooling. And my cousins thought I was playing around. And then one day my mom saw me and she's like, no, there's something wrong. Took me to a specialist. They found out she has a very rare form of epilepsy that only impacts her mouth. Like everything else is fine, but she has seizures of the mouth. You've never seen this before. They put me on some trial drugs, and a couple years later, healed. Thank God, never had a symptom, never had a seizure, never had a symptom thereafter. But what was I left with? A lot of weight gain. So going into, like, you know, elementary, junior high, very, like, my self-esteem was shot. I had literally zero confidence, because I'm like this chubby kid, you know, like I was just going through an illness, feeling like, what's wrong with me? And I remember the day that that changed. It was, I'm not religious, you know, but my parents sent me to church, went with my grandmother. And the pastor said that day, he said, I want everyone to know in here that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And that for me was a mindset shift. I'm like, really? So I'm not flawed? So I'm great just the way I am? And I started to build my confidence from there. And that has changed the trajectory of my life completely, just by knowing that I was fearfully and wonderfully made. And then I was laughing. I'm like, isn't it funny that everything I do now is speaking? I go out, I'm a motivational speaker, I coach, I speak, I do lives, I'm a host now. My PR agency is all about communication. And there's a time when I thought I wasn't going to be able to do that. So people, The whole point of my story is when you find your purpose, you find your life. And like Taylor Made is saying, we can't keep you motivated to pursue that. You got to have that passion from within, that fire from within. And that's what's going to keep you motivated. That's what's going to keep you fueled. Because if I was to look to people to keep me motivated and to support me on my journey, I would have gave up a long time ago. But because I knew what I was born to do and what I love to do and what I'm passionate about, when the days are rough, I remind myself why I started. You know what I mean? So I love what you said. It definitely has to come from within, you know? I don't know. I
Absolutely.
think you're freezing a little bit on your end. So hopefully, can you hear me okay over here?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, great. Okay. All right. So again, people out there, if you have any questions, comments, feel free to put in the comment section below and we will answer them. So Taylor May, tell me a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey. I know you were in the Army serving, you know, you've done speaking from children in schools to bigger audiences all over. How long have you been doing that?
So I've been doing this full time, like professional, for about 3 years.
Well, yes.
3 years. I've been speaking in front of groups of people from since 15 years old.
Are you serious?
Yep.
I'm not even gonna ask
15.
how old you are. That's not. I don't think I can do that. But this you were literally.
Oh, yeah, 15 years old. I'm 40. I'm 40 years old. I'm not ashamed. Look, I'm 40. I look fabulous.
You do. You know what I mean? I could say something else, but yes, you do. Obviously, for sure. I would never go for 40. I was just say for like 32 or something, maybe, right? So you've been speaking since you were 15, and
Yep.
you talk about your passion to really help people, And so when you say today's the day, what do you find is really holding people back nowadays? Like, what do you think prevents people from taking that step and moving forward?
I mean, I think there's a lot of things. A lot of times we focus on fear, and I think that I'm not saying that that's not one of the key factors, but I think also laziness is another key factor. People just don't want to do the work. People just don't want to do the work. If I like this saying, if you gave somebody a pot of gold, they will question if they have to carry it.
Oh my God.
It's people just that, it's laziness. We know that what makes somebody successful is the consistency in their work. Consistency is one of the major to success, right? And a lot of times people are not consistent because they quit. They give up. I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the work. Is it this hard? I prefer to sit back. I prefer to just walk away. And so it's not fear. It's not fear. Some people are fearful in speaking in front of others. Some people are fearful maybe to be the front runner. They're not fearful to make money. They're not fearful of that. And how do you make money? How do you make money? You got to work.
Yes.
You got to work money. And guess what? A lot of people are lazy to work. So they never make it. They're lazy. They don't want to do the work. And that's okay, because guess what? There are systems out there that you can pay without doing the work.
Yeah. That's so true. I hear a comment from Trinity T. She says limited, I think it's a she or he, my apologies, don't know. Limited beliefs, lack of momentum is some of the reasons why people don't act now. And I definitely agree with that. Fear for sure can be a factor. Fear of failure. And I say this, if you're afraid of failing, well, how will you know? And truthfully, you never fail unless you give up. You know what I mean? So people, if you have a goal, and I pray that you got some goals out there. I'm looking for some people to put them in the comment section. Like, what do you want to achieve? Today's the day. If you could have anything, if there was no limitation in the world, if there was no limitation in your mind, what would you be doing? What would you be doing? I would love to hear from you. So that's why, you think about corporate America or corporate Canada. For people who don't want to pursue certain things, like maybe they found their ideal job, that's great. But I know a lot of people who are working in their 9-to-5s and they're so unhappy. But you know what? It pays the bills. I don't actually have to go out and look for work or build a business. Because building a business, as you know, being your own boss, being an entrepreneur is a lot of work. So it's not for everyone. It is not for everyone, So what keeps you motivated? Because I know there's definitely challenges when you have your own business and
Absolutely.
you're relying on yourself completely to build the empire and to pay the bills and to build the dream. What are some of the challenges you've had to overcome?
There's a lot of challenges. There's challenges when I started, when I used to do things and I wasn't getting paid for it. Right? You know, want to see instant return, and a lot of times instant return don't happen until few years in, right? Few years of being
Mhm.
consistent, few years of posting. You can't say, you know what, I'm going to post on social media and advertise my product and expect somebody to buy it instantly. Sometimes it don't happen that way, right? And sometimes you have to be in it for a season before you start seeing a return, right? And so
So
sometimes,
true.
absolutely. So, things like that would get me unmotivated. I remember there was a time where I felt like I was providing so much value, but no one would book me to speak, right? And I
Mhm.
and I literally, I'll never forget this. I literally had my book. My book is The Time Is Now, and encouraging people, telling people to go after their dreams, their passion. And I remember one time it was 12:30 midnight. I was walking home, and I looked up to the sky, and I broke down. I started crying. I said, "You know what, God?" And I told God, I said, "You know what, God? I don't believe the belief that I'm telling people because I'm not seeing the return.
Mhm.
If this is so great, if people are so successful in this business, if I'm putting out my all, why is it
Yeah.
that I'm not getting paid for it?" Right?
Yep.
And so
Yep.
guess what? I'll never forget that. And I broke and I started crying and I said, God, help me to believe, because right now I don't. I do not believe in what I was preaching to the
Yeah.
masses. I don't, because guess what? I'm not seeing it. That next day, I received an email. Somebody wanted to book me for speaking, and they said they had to get back to their job, and see if they're okay with it and what have you. Well, the next day I got
Yeah.
an email saying that they'll pay me 20 minutes. Okay. And so my first speaking was $590 for 20 minutes of speaking. Okay.
Yes.
And
I love that.
that, you know what? When I when I finished, got off that email, I looked up, I said, I believe now.
I
God,
can I can
I believe now.
I can remember too, like, so similar story. I remember I started coming out, okay, transformation coach, motivational speaker. What am I doing, God? Like, I know that what I have to share is valuable. And then I said, okay, let me start the PR agency because that's my background. All my coaches say, you know what, Natasha, go where the money's at. That's what you did in school. Just do that. I'm like, yes, I do that, but that's not my heart. That's my mind. So anyhow, started the PR agency, started to, you have to start meet with clients for coffee. You got to build the relationship before you even get a gig,
Yes.
essentially. And I remember that day I came home and I was frustrated. I was like, God, and I literally knelt at my knees on my bed and I started crying. God, why? I thought this was supposed to be not easy, but I'm putting in the work. I'm not seeing the results. What is happening? I know that I'm doing, according to what I believe, everything that's right. And literally, as I was sitting there crying, the phone rang, and it was my first actual PR client. And yes, we want to hire you. I'm like, oh my God, yes, Lord. So people, the whole point of what I'm trying to say and what we're trying to say is, when you're putting in the work, don't expect to see it right away. Don't expect. It's like you're planting a seed. You plant a seed, you don't expect the flower to blossom right away. It takes time. You got to water it. You got to water it. You got to water it. And so great, I always say amazing things take time.
Right.
So if you're on your entrepreneurial journey, if you want to start a business, if you started a business and you're not seeing the returns, the ROI, keep going. I'm telling you, the moment is coming where you will have your breakthrough. Just like any entrepreneur, we've been to the same thing. It took us, months, maybe years to really get that breakthrough. But now when you get it, it's like you have to start turning down clients because you're like, my calendar's full. I don't know if I can do this. We got a question for you, Taylor
Absolutely.
Made. We got a question for you.
Okay.
Um, so this is from SDH Toronto. How do you get motivated to start?
Well, first of all, you have to have a vision.
Hmm.
You have to know what you want. I mean, you can't just, I mean, if you have that, then that's fine. But if you don't have that, maybe you don't even have a passion. Some people don't even have a passion. Some people want to make money and they feel that they have a purpose, but they don't even know what it is. So how do you
Hmm.
get motivated to start? I think that you have to seek first what it is to even put forth that energy of motivation towards it, because it's really hard to be motivated to something you don't know what to be motivated for. I think
Very.
that we have to have a, yeah, you have to have a starting place.
I agree. And like I said, with when I work with my clients, the first thing that we do is we create the vision. What do
Yes.
you really want? Oh, I want to just make a lot of money. I want to be rich. Really? That's not it. Because the thing is, I know a lot of wealthy people who are so miserable because they have the money, they don't have the purpose, they're not fulfilled. So the first thing I agree with you, Taylor, is you need the vision, people. What do you want to see show up in your life? That big, grandiose vision. And then you need to actually create the vision board, like visually, family, what does that look like? Career,
Right.
business, financially, health, what does it look like? Paint the picture. And then you create the strategy. And that's what's going to keep you motivated. And I always tell my clients, put that vision board, and mine is in my room. So when I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing I see. And I do mine every year. And it's amazing. Every year, like when I'm checking off, yes, I met Justin Trudeau. Yes, I met Oprah. Yes, you know what I mean? Like these things are happening because not only am I envisioning it, but I'm actually telling my subconscious mind that this is going to happen for me. And then I'm putting in the work. And a lot of times people, we want something, but we forget to ask for it. Like I want to be this or do this, but are you putting in the work? Are you seeking? Are you connecting with people and saying, hey, my name is so and so, and I'm starting this business, and I would love to work with you? Or are you sitting back and waiting for the calls to come? I'll tell you, if you're sitting back, people, and waiting for the calls to come, they ain't gonna come. You gotta put the work out. You gotta put your name out. You gotta communicate with
Absolutely.
confidence. What do you want to see? Great question. Great question. We got another one from Trinity.
Yeah.
What is purpose? No, not everyone understands what that is. Very great question. I'll let you answer that first, Taylor May. What is purpose?
Yeah. So purpose is something that you and see the things. It's not something you can grab. It's not magical. It's something that you feel that's inside. I remember one time, I'll never forget this. I was talking to I was at a juvenile detention center, and I was talking to a lot of young youths, and I was just sharing. I think I was in church, was jail ministry, and I was sharing some encouragement words, and when I
Yeah.
when I when I finished, I felt, it was a feeling that I've never felt before. I felt so fulfilled, right? And so that's one of the key things that you can identify with what's purpose. Purpose is something that you feel that fulfills you when you're
Yeah.
doing it.
Love it.
It's a
I've
fulfillment
never.
you get, right?
Yes, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. I've never described it that way. I look at it as it's something that you would do if you would do it even if you could not get paid for it. You do it for free because it fulfills you. You know, I remember when I go and I speak, I always ask this question in my presentation, like, what's your purpose, people? And truthfully, I might have 50 people and there might be one or two people that raise their hand. So that's a very good question, Trinity. A lot of people don't know what their purpose is, but it's really what's within you. It's something that you can't acquire because it's already here. It's what sets your soul on fire. When you think about doing it, you get excited. You know that you were meant to do this. It could be a passion or it could be a problem that you want to solve in the world. For me, really what connected for me, I was not always a good speaker, never always a good public speaker, but I remember when I went back to university as a mature student and I would have to get up and do presentations all the time. You're in communications and PR. I was not a good speaker. I literally would have my cue cards, read with my head down, and be off the stage. But the day we had the opportunity to choose our own topic, I chose child poverty. And it was then I realized that every 30 seconds, a child dies from extreme poverty. And I was bothered by this. And I made that presentation, Taylor, and it was like, whoa, people were like, Natasha, like, That was amazing. Like coming from what you've been doing the last couple of years, like I literally went on. I didn't have no cue cards, and you know why, people? Because I was passionate about what I was speaking about. So purpose for me is, like Taylor said, it fulfills you. You do it even if you don't get paid for it, but you do gotta get paid for it if it's a business because you gotta monetize. And if not, you volunteer your time, and that's good too. So really great question. And when you find your purpose, people, I mean, you find your life because your life takes on greater meaning. You know, you're doing what you love and you're getting paid for it, but yes, it's something that fulfills you like nothing else can. So great question. Keep the questions coming, people. Okay. So you talked about challenges, we talked about that. Tell me a little bit about what's the most rewarding thing that you get to do in your, like, every day, like being your own boss, speaking, you're an author, all the great things you're doing in the community. What's most rewarding for you?
To see people happy, to see people genuinely happy when they, after when I speak to them, or after even just a regular conversation. It doesn't have to be a paid, it could just be a regular conversation, and they feel they feel amazing. They have a different outlook on life. They want to start and take an action in whatever area that they want to. It makes me happy, right? It makes me happy to see them happy, right? And to see
Right?
them motivated, right? It's like it's transferable, right? You can transfer energy, right? If I'm
Yes.
smiling, if I'm smiling right here, it sometimes make other people smile, right?
Mm,
It's that verbal energy that I transfer to people, and people uses that to go off and do whatever they want to do in their lives.
I love it. I love it. For me, I agree, right? It's just like seeing your clients or seeing people like walk in their purpose and walking in
Yes,
confidence and like not walking with their head down and having to hide from society or feel like they're not good enough, but just owning their greatness. For me, I always
right.
said this when I started making my first video. I was terrified to put my first video out to the world. I was literally shaking. I was like, I don't know if I could do this. What are people gonna think? Am I good enough? I had all those questions, self doubt. Like, am I good enough? Can I do this? But I was like, you know what? If I can touch one life, if I can impact one life, then I've done a job well done. And that's what I think about every day. If I can put out a video or a quote or something and impact at least one person, then I've done a good job. It's not about always reaching the millions or the thousands. It's that one person at a time. And I believe in the domino effect. The more happier, fulfilled people there are in this world, the less crime we're going to see, the less hatred, the less racism, the less poverty, the less depression, anxiety, the list goes on. So that's a big part of why I do what I do. And I show, I'm pretty sure that's why you do what you do too, is to keep people happy and fulfilled. Um, Ali D, that's how I feel while doing a live video. Yes. Do you feel passionate about it? Tell me a little bit more about that, Ali D? How do you feel when you do a live video? We want to hear more about that. And for people, we're getting ready to wrap up here, but I want to know, today is the day for you to show up in a great way, to show up for your goals, for your dreams. Put it out there in the comment section. What's one thing that you're going to do today for you? For you, for your business, for your purpose? What's one thing? Have the courage to put in the comment section. All right. So as we're wrapping up here, Taylor, got a couple more questions for you.
Yes.
What's one piece of advice that you would share with everyone about how to be successful, in life or business?
Can you say that again? I have the
Yeah.
video froze.
So I know I'm seeing some sort of disruptions on your and on my video. I don't know why, but the question is, what's one piece of advice that you'd give to people about life or business, how to be successful in doing what they love?
Well, first, I mean, there's lots. I wish I could just give one piece of advice. I mean,
Okay, give a few. Give three.
lots, but I think that I will give one major advice. Give two bonus tonight, right? So one major
Okay,
advice that I would tell people is that consistency is always number one. Consistency in doing something is number one. And I feel that the reason why people are not as far as they want to be is because they quit. They give up. They stop doing what they're doing, right?
all right. So let's ask this question again.
Yeah.
So, what's one piece of advice you give to people to gain greater success in life or business? You talked about consistency and then you froze. So, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So consistency is number one. Always consistent. Be consistent in anything that you start in doing. Right. Number two. So that's number one. Consistent, consistent, consistent. Don't quit. Don't give up. Don't stop. Now,
Yeah.
number two, the two bonus that I'll give is that you have to surround yourself around people that can help you to go from point A to point B. Okay. And that's one thing that we lack. We want to do it ourselves. We put our stuff out there. We're doing it on our own, and
Yeah.
we're stuck at this level because we're not getting help from coaches, we're not getting help from the experts that knows how to do it or
Yeah.
have been doing it for years, right? So that's number two. And
Yeah.
number three, the second bonus is invest in yourself. Meaning, if it's a product, say if you're writing a book, well, then guess what? You might need to get an editor. You might need to get a publisher. You have to invest in your business. You might need to put it on Amazon, right? To get a nice book cover. There's apps out there where you can make your own book cover, but guess what? Maybe if you put a little more money in getting the book cover done professionally, your book might sell a little more, right? And these are a lot of things that we fail to do because we want to do it on our own, number one. Number two, we don't want to invest in ourselves. And I see that all the time. All the time.
I see that all the time. Honestly, I have clients that come to me and say, okay, I really need your help. Then you tell them the price and they're like, oh, I can't afford that. But you can afford the Gucci bag or the Louis Vuitton. You know what I mean? You can afford to go out and eat every night or go to these big concerts or travel, but you don't want to invest in your business or your life.
Right.
And my mentor, very wise lady, she is what you call a master coach. She's one of 4 in Alberta. And she charges like $800 an hour. Okay, people? So it's not ridiculous for a coach to say, look, I want $250 an hour or whatever not. And she said to me, Natasha, look, this is the lesson I'm going to give to you. Don't be the fish on sale. And by that, she means, I went to the store, her and her husband, long story short, they were looking at some salmon. They saw this beautiful piece of salmon, $4 piece. They were like, Then there's a nice $20 piece. Well, what's wrong with the $4 piece of salmon, And you know what? They ended up buying the $20 piece. So in business, sometimes we feel like we got to lower our prices or we don't want to really invest in ourselves to make ourselves more credible or our business because we think we can go the cheap route. Well, if you do that, then expect cheap results. And I honestly live by this. I'm like, sorry, if you can't afford my price, I know my value. Yep. I know what I'm giving to you. I know what I'm working. I know what I've invested in myself to give to you. So some people say, you charge that per hour? I'm like, okay, well, 4 years of university, plus another $7,000 investing in my coaching certification, plus numerous certifications additionally. You're not paying me for the hour of what you think you are. You're paying me for the years that I've gone to school, the years I've been working in corporate. That's what you're paying for. So I love what you said, Taylor. People, we got to invest in ourselves. If we want to buy the nice, luxurious things, but why don't we want to invest in working with coaches or speakers or buying a book that can actually change our lives? And I couldn't agree with you more, Taylor. That's a lot of times where people fall off is like, oh, well, I got to do that. Well, I'll just do it all myself. We need help, people.
Absolutely.
I know that, right?
And not only that, and not only that, sometimes you might invest in yourself and it might not work, and it's okay. It's okay. I invest. I remember when I first got here, I invested $1,500 from somebody to do my website and somebody to take my pictures and stuff like that on social media. And at the end of the day, 30 days later, guess what? It didn't work out. But here is the lesson that I learned.
Yes.
I did my own website and it's amazing. Right? So I paid for it to push me so my talent could come out, right? And so guess what now? When people saying, hey, I need a website, but I don't know how to start. Guess what? Now I have a business. Hey, I can help you with your website. Yes. Here's the package.
Right?
Okay.
I love it.
Here's the package. That $1,500 that you might think that I wasted, okay, taught me now how to put a website together, right? How to do an event, how to do a book, how to do self-publishing on a book, how to do flyers, how to do advertisement, how to do all this stuff. All this money that I've put into stuff that probably didn't work have pushed me. Now, guess what? TaylorMade Speaks Incorporation is a stop what is it? A stop one shop or
One stop shop.
A one-stop shop. Look, and the stuff that I pump is premium stuff. It ain't no
I love
like
it.
mediocre stuff, okay? So all
Right?
that money that I invested, thousands of dollars that I invest, and thousands of dollars that I'm continuing to invest, and I can't wait to release those things out. You will see what investment does. Investment gets you to the next level.
Love it. I'm going to quote you on that. You hear that, people?
If you have something, yeah, you might have something that
Yes.
I am missing. It's the key element to the okay, everybody have a door. Everyone has a door, okay? I might can't find the key to open to that door, but guess what? You can. Maybe I want to be on TV. Guess what? You are a PR person. I don't know how to be on TV. I'm scratching my head. I'm saying, who do I contact? Who do I talk to? How to even write a proposal to get on TV? But you have the answers. Well, maybe it costs $2,500 to get there. But guess what? I can get on the TV. The only thing that's stopping me is paying the money.
Right?
And a lot of people will walk away from that destiny to not pay the money, but to invest in some feathers. I'm sorry, I gotta call it out. Caravana, nothing wrong with Caravana, but they got the $300, the $400, the $600, and they'll invest in that. Maybe it's to buy a table at a club. Oh, I got that money, $700 table, while their dreams is going down the tube. But guess what? There's other people with their dreams that they're not going to the clubs and they're not wasting. And when I mean wasting, I mean investing their money on other things than them.
Right?
Okay? And they're excelling. Oh, TaylorMade speaks. How you doing big things? Well, because I'm investing. When you're out, I'm home studying.
Right?
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 When you're traveling, guess what I'm doing? I'm investing in coaching. I'm reading. I'm on the internet. I am learning. I'm educating myself. That's what I'm doing. So now I can sit back and laugh and say, oh, TaylorMade Speaks, you have a lot of followers. Well, guess what? It didn't happen overnight.
Right?
It's investing in yourself. You don't have to invest in me. Invest in you. I can help you. Natasha, you can help them. But they got to make the decision that, you know what? Enough is enough. And you know what? People don't like this hard conversation.
No, I know. I'm loving it. You don't know. I'm going to just keep, I'm like, you can take the show. Go ahead. This is I agree 100% here. 100%. 110%.
I love hard conversation. Look, hard conversation speaks the truth. And this is what gets you to the next level. See, here's the thing. I could be a great salesman and say, look, all you got to do is follow your dreams. Just close your eyes, clap your hand 2 times, and boom, your dream will come true. If you want to hear that, I can say that. But guess what? It's not going to happen. What gets you to your dream is not magical. It's hard work. And not only that, it's the right people that you have to connect with. Right? How do you find the right people? Research. How do you find the right people? Everyone that's on this line right now, right? There's 2 people that's on this line right now that's talking about going after your dreams and doing, and today is the day. There's no reason why somebody don't understand or don't have the key to go to the next level, because they have you to reach out to.
And they got you to reach out to.
And they got me to reach out to. Exactly. So, and guess what? If you don't have the answer and I don't have the answer, we are knowledgeable enough to get them to the person that has the answer. So then what's the problem?
What is the problem? Absolutely none. I just want to say, OMG. Okay, OMG. Like, yes, people. You summed it up. I could go on and I don't want to reiterate. Yes, you got to invest in yourself. A lot of times we walk away from opportunities or we sleep, and you said it. People go and spend $1,000 at the club one night. They go and they waste their money on whatever thing that they don't even need. But when it comes to investing in the dream, investing in the business, getting the people that are on board to help you build it, they don't want it. I don't want to give you that money. And you know what I've heard too from some clients is like say for example, a realtor, or when I said, you know what, this person said to me, I would rather buy a house from someone else than you in my community, because you know what, I don't want to pay your mortgage. It's mentality too, right? Because I think as a business owner, I don't want to support you. Well, you know what, if I have the knowledge that you need, if I have the expertise that you need, and you don't want to work with me, you don't want to pay me, trust me, there's someone else that's going to do it. So you're at a loss. And so people, you got to invest. A lot of times we want to do big things and great things, but then we think about the dollar it's going to take, the time it's going to take. Like when you talk about people going to the clubs or being out on YouTube or watching Netflix all night, I don't have time for that. When I'm on my phone, I'm in the midst of writing my book right now. I'm researching. I'm looking at how to build my business, how to grow my business, how to make my message clear. How do I make my dream a reality?
Absolutely.
And this is it right here, the show, the NBR show. This is the dream, right? Because I want each and every one of us people, truthfully, to honest to God, this is all I want, is for us all to be successful, walking in our purpose, doing what we love, so that this world will be better. As cliche as that may sound, that's what I'm working toward. And I know that you and I putting out this energy into the world is doing just that. I want to go up and read a comment that, because we got into this whole, but someone mentioned their goals. So I definitely want to give a shout out because, it takes courage to put your goals out to the world.
Yes.
But when you do that, you're planting seeds. I want you to know that, people. A lot of times we don't want to share things because we're nervous or we're scared or fearful of what people might think. When you take it from the vision, you put it on the paper and you share it, you're actually 76% more likely to achieve it. Because you know what? We're going to hold you accountable. We're going to hold you accountable. Okay. So we got LED. She said, the major thing I want to accomplish is a powerful brand legacy. Making sure my great grandkids never know what food stamps, medical aid, or Section 8 is. Generational wealth. Powerful.
Absolutely.
And you can have it. And you can have it. You can have it. Right? You can have it, girls. So again, you just have to get the resources that you need to build the dream. And that means investing in you, which means investing in your business and getting the right people on board that are going to support you and give you the tools to build that. You talked about building the website tailor-made. I started building my website when I still work in corporate. Every night I'd be going. My website was like all red. Basically, when I was done, I was like, what am I doing? But you know what? It was a start. It was a start, people. And then now I have somebody who does my website. I have a team. If I was waiting for people to come and help me build the dream, I'm telling you, I never would have started. I knew that if I could start with what I had, that I would be able to gravitate towards more people who could help me. I'd be able to find connections. Like you talked about surrounding yourself with people who are going to take you from point A to point B, Taylor. And that's the truth, people. Who are you hanging around with? Are you hanging around with the naysayers, people that saying, girl or guy, you can't do that? Like, who do you think you are? Those people, you need to drop them from your life. Those people need to be eliminated because you need people that are going to speak life over your goals, speak life over your dreams. And they're going to say, you know what, when you feel like giving up, you're going to say, no, you can't. Remember why you started. All right. So we're coming to the end of the hour. Normally I do half an hour, but with you, it's fire. What is one of your favorite quotes? I'm sure you have many, but if you could leave us with one of your favorite quotes, what would it be?
Look, you know what? Today's the day. Today is the day.
Yes.
I'm going to use that. Today is the day.
Mm-hmm.
I could use the time is now. I could use don't give up on your dream. Look, today is the day. There is no excuse. Everyone that's watching, yes, I'm talking to you. Everyone that's watching, today's the day. That passion, that dream that you always had inside of you, today is the day to start on it. Get that dream growing. Crank that dream. Today is the day. That is my quote, and I'm sticking by it.
Love it. Love it. Okay, so people, we're wrapping up here. Taylor, you've been amazing. If you have anything you want to say or any more questions, people, you literally got like 2 minutes to put in the comment section. But Taylor, oh my God, I'm so grateful for you. I'm great. You motivate me too. Like when I was starting out, remember, I was like connecting with you. How do you do it? Like, well, how is it like? The fear factor. What are people going to think? But once you get over the fear and truthfully, you know that you're doing what you want to be doing. I want to touch on this a little bit because there's people out there who are chasing other people's dreams. Other people. That is not the answer, people. You got to know what you want because I'm telling you, the times are going to get rough and you got to be able to keep yourself self-motivated. It's key in entrepreneurship. Right. Self-motivation, and it only can come from you. You can hire coaches, you can hire motivational speakers, you can read as many audiobooks, but at the end of the day, it boils down to you. Your success is determined by you and what you do day in, day out. And you may not see the results now. Going back to what you said before, Taylor, I love that. Putting in the work. You may not see it now, but trust and believe you will see it at the appropriate time. It's like I said, the analogy of a flower. You plant the seed.
Yep.
It's garden. People keep watering it. Keep watering. Get the soil. Make sure the fertilizer is good too. Make sure you know where you're planting the soil, right?
Yep.
So that it can grow. So don't give up on your dreams. Today is the day. And last but not least, I want to say, write something down in the comments. What are you going to do? What is your dream? What is your goal? What is something that you're going to do? One step that you're going to take today to move your business forward or to move your life forward, you know?
I remember when you first met, when we first talked, this was about 2 years ago. Was about
it's like three.
Three,
It's
I know. It's
2017.
It was about 3 years ago, and 3 years fast forward now, I am not where I was 3 years ago.
Right?
Right? And so it's possible. That's the thing. It can work. 3 years ago, I didn't even know that I'll be here. And I wasn't even, I was just focused on going on a mission. Just keep laser eye focus on my goal, laser eye focus on the things that I want to do. And 3 years now, looking back 3 years ago, it's like, wow.
Can you imagine? And if you had given up, that's the thing. If you had given up, you would never have gained the amount of success you have thus far. And it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning, you think about it, because you want to continually grow and continue to achieve and to continue to spread your brand and help more people, you know? And I know you're going, yeah.
And then I show people my life. Like, I open my life to people, right? I always do these videos in my groups and stuff like that and show people where I am today and what, you know, what I'm doing and keep on encouraging, because I want people to be on this journey. Like, there's so much more levels that I want to go. And I just open my life and show, like, this is possible. You guys are coming on this journey with me.
Right?
So look, I am showing you that, hey, it's possible. And that's one thing. You have to, you have to be transparent. You can't tell somebody, hey, do this, do that, and not show. It's just like a child, right? You can't tell a child to do something and not living it, right? So I live what I do, but oh man, I just want this so bad for everyone. I just want this, and the truth of the matter is, not everyone is gonna take hold. But for the ones that do, trust me, we are here for you.
All right, drop the mic. Nothing left to say. I just want to give a quick shout out. We got 1 minute left. We're to the full hour. Siggy Cortez, you said 3 years ago I was planning. Now I look back, I'm way past where I started. Kudos to you. Congratulations. Keep going, people. See, we all can just start. Today is the day. Today is the day to take what's in here, that big audacious dream, and put it to paper. Put it to paper. What am I going to do step by step? And I know it won't happen overnight, but I promise you, if you're consistent, like you said, consistency is key. You will achieve it. So never give up on your goals. And like I said, or like I should say, Taylor said, today's the day. So Taylor, you've been amazing. I know we're going to connect again and again. Thank you for the opportunity to be on my show, honestly.
Thank you.
My even, like, my smile is out the ear. It really is. I'm so grateful for you and for what you're doing. We need more people that are walking in our purpose and doing what we love, and so I commend you on what you're doing, and thank you again. You're awesome.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
You're amazing. Thank you, and congratulations on your show.
Thank you, darling. All right, people, we gotta go. The time's running out. We got 55 seconds. All right, so Taylor Mays, see you later. I'm gonna mail you that shirt. Send me your address.
Okay.
High five, virtual. Okay, later. Thank you again. You're amazing. Thanks. All right, people. Literally, I got like 20 seconds. I just want to finish up and say, like I always say, be confident in who you are. Be fearless enough to go after what sets your soul on fire. Be bold enough to own your greatness. But more importantly, be you, because there's nobody else in this world like you. And if your mind can conceive it, whatever it is that you want to achieve, people, you better believe you can have it. But you got to have the vision. What do I want to see? Then you got to have the strategy. And then you got to execute. I'd love to work with you. Check out NatashaBRussell.com and let's get started.